Be me. 24-year-old guy, decent job, single as hell. Been on dating apps for months with zero success. Match rate lower than my will to live. Swiping through Tinder at 2 a.m. like the desperate loser I am. See this profile, woman named Diana, 45 years old. Looks amazing for her age, successful lawyer. Bio says looking for someone mature and stable. Tired of games and drama. Figure what the hell. Older women are supposed to be confident, right? Swipe right, expecting nothing. Instant match notification. Holy shit, she actually swiped right on me. Diana messages first. Hi there, handsome. Love your profile. Finally, someone who looks like they have their life together. We start chatting and she's incredibly flirty. I love a younger man who knows what he wants. Experience comes with age, if you know what I mean. This woman is forward as hell, but I'm not complaining. We talk for hours about everything. Her career, my goals, life experiences. Diana is smart, funny, successful, everything I thought I wanted. She suggests meeting for drinks Friday night. I know this great wine bar downtown. Somewhere we can get to know each other better. Hell yes, Diana, let's do this. Spend the whole week hyped about this date. Finally matched with someone out of my league. Friday arrives, get to the wine bar early. Diana walks in and damn, she looks incredible. Black dress, perfect makeup, total MILF energy. You look even better in person, she says. I have excellent taste in men. We sit at a corner booth. Wine starts flowing. Diana tells me about her divorce. My ex-husband was a child, couldn't handle a strong woman. I need someone who appreciates maturity. She keeps touching my arm while talking. You have such strong hands. I bet you know how to use them. This woman is not subtle at all. Conversation flows great though. Diana is fascinating, traveled the world, built her own practice. What about you? Any serious relationships? Tell her about my last girlfriend who dumped me for her coworker. Her loss completely. You're exactly what I've been looking for. We finish dinner and Diana suggests her place. I make an amazing nightcap. Plus, I'd love to show you my art collection. Not gonna lie, was hoping this would happen. Get to Diana's house and it's gorgeous. Huge modern place, expensive everything. She pours us both whiskey. To new beginnings, she toasts. We're sitting on her couch, getting closer. Diana puts her hand on my thigh. I haven't felt this attracted to someone in years. There's something about younger men. So much energy and enthusiasm. We start making out and things get heated fast. Diana is confident and knows exactly what she wants. Best night I've had in months, honestly. Wake up the next morning in her king-size bed. Diana brings me coffee and breakfast. Last night was incredible. I hope this is the start of something special. She's already talking about future plans. There's this charity gala next weekend. I'd love to take you as my date. Show off my handsome young man. Things are moving fast, but I'm into it. Spend the weekend at Diana's place. She cooks amazing meals, we watch movies, lots of physical chemistry, everything seems perfect. Monday morning, she drives me home. Can't wait to see you again tonight. I'm already planning our next adventure. She kisses me goodbye and leaves, feeling pretty good about this situation. Older woman, successful, great in bed. What could go wrong? That evening, Diana picks me up for dinner, takes me to this fancy steakhouse. Only the best for my man. I love spoiling someone who deserves it. Halfway through dinner, she starts talking about meeting her friends. The girls are going to be so jealous. I finally found someone worthwhile, also mentions her family. My daughter is going to love you. She's about your age, actually. Maybe you two can be friends. Daughter my age, interesting, but whatever. Diana pays the check like always. I insist I make more money anyway. Let me take care of you. Drive back to her place for another amazing night. This pattern continues for 2 weeks. Diana taking me everywhere, buying me things, introducing me to her social circle. Everyone seems to approve. Diana, you look so happy. This young man is good for you. Life is pretty great, honestly. Then Friday night happens. Diana wants me to meet her daughter. She's coming over for dinner. I'm so excited for you two to meet. Figure it might be a little awkward, but whatever. Help Diana prepare this elaborate meal. I want everything perfect for tonight. This is important to me. Doorbell rings and Diana gets all excited. She's here! My two favorite people meeting. Diana opens the door and my blood runs cold. Standing there is Jessica, my ex-girlfriend who dumped me 6 months ago. The same Jessica who broke my heart. The same Jessica who is apparently Diana's daughter. Jessica's face goes completely white. What the hell is he doing here? Diana looks confused. Jessica, honey, this is my boyfriend I told you about. His name is Anon. Jessica starts laughing hysterically. Mom, you're dating my ex-boyfriend. The loser I told you about who was too clingy. Diana's face goes from confused to horrified. This is the boy you dated? The one who wasn't good enough for you? Jessica nods while still laughing. The same pathetic guy who couldn't take a hint. You're literally dating my sloppy seconds, Mom. The room goes dead silent. Diana looks at me with this mixture of disgust and embarrassment. You dated my daughter? And you didn't think to mention this? Jessica jumps in before I can answer. Oh, it gets better, Mom. Remember how I said he was obsessed with me? Always texting, always wanting to hang out. Guess he found an older version to stalk. What the hell, Jessica? I wasn't stalking anyone. Diana's getting angrier by the second. So you're using me to get back at my daughter? This whole relationship is some kind of revenge plot? No, Diana, that's not what this is. Then explain why you swiped right on me. Did you know who I was? Honestly, didn't make the connection until now. Jessica never posted family photos, never mentioned her mom's name. Diana doesn't believe me. This is humiliating. My own daughter's ex-boyfriend. What will my friends think? Jessica is loving every second of this drama. Mommy's probably been planning this the whole time, trying to get back at me through you. It's actually kind of pathetic. I try to explain, but Diana cuts me off. I think you should leave. This is incredibly inappropriate. I can't believe I fell for this. Pack my stuff and get out of there. Jessica following me to the door. Hope it was worth it, loser. Now you've ruined things with both of us. Drive home completely shocked. What are the odds of matching with your ex's mom? In a city of millions of people. Spend the weekend processing this mess. Figure Diana needs time to cool off. Maybe we can work through this once she realizes it's just coincidence. Monday morning, get a text from Diana. We need to talk. Meet me for lunch. Okay, maybe she's ready to be reasonable about this. Show up at the restaurant, she suggested. Diana's already there, looking serious, but still gorgeous. I've been thinking all weekend about this situation. Here we go. Jessica told me more about your relationship. How you were always buying her gifts. Taking her to expensive places. Sound familiar? Diana, I was just trying to be a good boyfriend. To both of us, apparently. You have a type, don't you? Successful women you can leech off of. That's not fair, Diana. You insisted on paying for everything because I thought you were mature and independent. Not looking for a sugar mama. The lunch goes badly. Diana accuses me of being a gold digger, using older women for financial gain. Jessica was right about you. You're immature and manipulative. She storms out, leaving me with the check. Ironically, the first time I've paid for anything. Figure that's the end of it. Diana realizes I'm not worth the drama. We go our separate ways. But I'm wrong. So very wrong. Tuesday morning, get a text from unknown number. This is Diana, we're not done talking. Meet me at my office at 6 p.m. Diana, I think we said everything yesterday. 6 p.m. or I'm calling your job. Your choice. What the hell could she want now? Show up at her law office building. Place is intimidating as hell, all glass and marble. Diana's secretary leads me to her office. Diana's behind this massive desk in full lawyer mode. Sit down, we have things to discuss. Diana, what is this about? It's about you taking advantage of my family, using my emotions against me. That's a form of fraud, you know. Diana, you're being ridiculous. Am I? You deliberately pursued me knowing my connection to Jessica? I didn't know about any connection. Prove it. How do I prove a negative, Diana? Exactly my point. You can't prove you didn't know, which makes you guilty in my book. She slides a document across the desk. Cease and desist order. Stay away from me and my family, or face legal consequences. Diana, this is insane. What's insane is thinking you could play us both. I'm a lawyer. I don't lose. I signed the stupid paper just to get out of there. Think that's finally the end of this nightmare. Again, I'm wrong. Wednesday, get a call at work. This is Diana. We need to discuss compensation. Diana, I signed your paper. Leave me alone. You owe me for emotional damages. 2 weeks of my life I'll never get back. Plus the cost of all those dinners. You insisted on paying Diana. Under false pretenses. That makes it theft by deception. This woman has lost her mind. Hang up the phone and block her number. Problem solved right. Wrong again. Thursday, she shows up at my apartment building. We're going to settle this like adults. Diana, you're stalking me. I'm seeking resolution for your fraudulent behavior. This is business, not personal. She follows me to the elevator. I calculated the cost of our dates. plus emotional damages. You owe me $12,000. $12,000 for what, Diana? Pain and suffering. Humiliation among my peers. Loss of consortium. What the hell is loss of consortium? Look it up. I'm suing for everything. The elevator doors close with her still ranting. This is getting seriously concerning. Friday morning, find a legal notice taped to my door. Diana's actually suing me for fraud, emotional distress, and harassment. Harassment. She's the one harassing me. Call my buddy Mike to vent about this situation. Dude, you matched with your ex's mom? Yeah, Mike, it's been a disaster. God, I wish that were me. Mike, what the hell is wrong with you? Think about it. Ultimate revenge on your ex. Plus, older women are amazing in bed. Mike, you're missing the point here. What point? You lived every guy's fantasy? MILF revenge arc is legendary. She's literally suing me, Mike. Small price to pay for the story. This is going straight into the group chat. Thanks for the support, Mike. Weekend comes and Diana escalates further. Starts calling my friends and family. I'm trying to locate Anon for legal purposes. He's committed fraud against my family. My mom calls me panicked. What did you do to this woman? She sounds very upset. Ma, it's complicated. She says you're dating her and her daughter at the same time. That's not what happened, Ma. Then explain why she's calling here. Spend an hour explaining the whole mess to my mother. You need to fix this situation. This woman sounds unstable. No kidding, Ma. Monday morning, Diana's outside my office building, wearing a full business suit holding a briefcase. Time for mediation. We can settle this without court. Diana, you need to stop this. I need closure and compensation. You've disrupted my entire life. She follows me into the building, my co-workers staring at this scene. Is that your girlfriend? Asked Tom from accounting. She looks upset about something. More like unhinged Tom. Diana corners me by the elevators. Final offer, $8,000. Plus a written apology to Jessica. An agreement to never contact either of us again. Diana, I never contacted you after that dinner. You've been chasing me around the city. I'm pursuing legitimate legal remedies. You're the one avoiding responsibility. Security finally shows up. Ma'am, you need to leave. This is private property. Diana hands them her business card. I'm an attorney pursuing a civil matter. This man committed fraud against my family. Security looks at me confused. Sir, is this woman bothering you? Yes, please make her leave. They escort Diana out while she's still arguing. This isn't over. I know where you work. I know where you live. Definitely restraining order time. Spend my lunch break at the courthouse, filing paperwork for protection from harassment. Judge looks at my evidence. All the texts, the office visit, showing up at my apartment. Son, this woman's behavior is concerning. I'll grant the temporary order. Stay away from her and document everything. Finally, some relief. Serve Diana the restraining order through her office. Figure that'll end this madness. But Diana's a lawyer. She knows how to work the system. Files a counter-restraining order against me, claiming I'm stalking her and her family. Defendant has engaged in a pattern of harassment, including fraudulent dating behavior and attempts to manipulate my daughter. Now we both have restraining orders. This is the stupidest situation ever. Can't go within 500 feet of each other, but she keeps finding ways to contact me, sends letters through her law firm. Client demands resolution of outstanding issues. Failure to respond will result in escalation. Responds through my own lawyer. Client did nothing wrong, leave him alone. This legal battle goes on for months, costing me thousands in attorney fees, all because I matched with the wrong person on Tinder. Finally get a call from Jessica, of all people. We need to talk about my mom, Jessica. I have a restraining order. I know, this is about getting her to stop. She's driving me crazy too. Apparently Diana's been obsessing over this situation. She talks about you constantly. How you wronged our family, how she's going to get justice. It's honestly pathetic. Jessica suggests meeting at neutral location, some coffee shop across town. I'll talk to her, try to make her see reason, but I need to understand what actually happened. Meet Jessica the next day. First time seeing her since that disaster dinner. So you really didn't know she was my mom? Swear on my life, Jessica, because that would actually be hilarious. Dating my mom to get back at me. Very soap opera villain of you. It was pure coincidence, Jessica. I believe you. You're not that creative. Thanks, Jessica. Really supportive. Look, my mom's lost her mind over this. She's convinced you're some kind of master manipulator, when really you're just a regular loser. Again with the support. I'll try to talk sense into her. But she's stubborn as hell. Gets it from my dad's side. Jessica talks to Diana, but it doesn't help. Diana's convinced this is all part of some elaborate scheme. He's probably working with Jessica, trying to make me look foolish. I won't be manipulated. The harassment continues for 6 more months. Diana finds new ways to make my life hell, challenges my parking tickets, claiming I was stalking her, files complaints with my professional licensing board. Subject engages in fraudulent romantic relationships, sends anonymous tips to my landlord. Tenant is involved in ongoing legal disputes, may be engaged in criminal activity. My lease doesn't get renewed, have to move apartments because of this woman. Finally, Mike has enough of hearing me complain. Dude, just give her the money. $8,000 to make this go away. Your sanity is worth more than that. Mike, it's the principle of the thing. Screw principles, this woman is crazy. Cut your losses and run. Besides, worth it for the story. Still think this is funny, Mike? God, I wish that were me. MILF drama is peak content. You're an idiot, Mike. Eventually, Diana's lawyer contacts mine. Client willing to settle for nuisance value. $5,000 in mutual non-disclosure. My lawyer recommends taking it. Son, this woman will never stop. Sometimes you pay the crazy tax and move on. Reluctantly agree to the settlement. $5,000 to make Diana go away forever. Sign the papers with relief. Finally, this nightmare is over. Diana gets her money and disappears from my life. Delete all dating apps for 6 months. Need time to recover from this trauma. When I finally start dating again, do extensive background checks on everyone. Reverse image searches, social media deep dives, Google their family members, not taking any chances. Meet this great girl named Sarah at a bookstore. We hit it off immediately, lots in common. 3rd date, she mentions her mom. She's divorced, works in finance. You'd probably like her. Immediate red flags going off. What's her name, Sarah? Why do you ask? That's oddly specific. Just curious about your family. Her name's Diana, actually. Diana Martinez. My blood runs cold. Different last name, but still Diana. Excuse myself to go to the bathroom. Frantically Googling Diana Martinez. Please don't be the same person. Please don't be the same person. Find her LinkedIn profile. Different woman. Completely different. Crisis averted. Return to the table, visibly relieved. You okay? You look like you've seen a ghost. Just had a weird moment, Sarah. About my mom? She's actually really nice. I'm sure she is, Sarah. Been dating Sarah for a year now. Still haven't met her mom. She's asking when you're coming to dinner. Says she's excited to meet you. Maybe next month, Sarah. You've been saying that for 6 months. Are you avoiding meeting her? Question mark, not avoiding Sarah, just cautious. Cautious about what? She's a sweet lady who raised me alone. What could be scary about that? Nothing, Sarah. You're right. Finally agree to meet Sarah's mom. Show up at her house, nervous as hell. Doorbell rings and Sarah's mom opens it. Completely different woman than my Diana. Sweet older lady who hugs me immediately. So nice to finally meet you. Sarah talks about you constantly. Spend a lovely evening having dinner. Her mom shows me baby photos of Sarah, tells embarrassing childhood stories. She was such a dramatic little girl. Always putting on shows for attention. Normal family dinner with normal people. What a concept. Driving home, Sarah asks about the evening. See, that wasn't so bad. My mom loves you already. Your mom's great, Sarah. Then why were you so nervous? You were sweating through dinner. Just wanted to make a good impression. Well, you succeeded. She wants to introduce you to her friends. Says you're a keeper. That's sweet, Sarah. Really dodged a bullet with this one. Normal girlfriend with normal family. No legal drama or harassment. No restraining orders or settlement payments. Just regular relationship stuff. The way it should be. Sometimes I wonder what happened to Diana. If she ever got the therapy she clearly needed. If she's still out there terrorizing other guys. If Jessica ever talks to her anymore. Then I remember I signed a non-disclosure agreement. Technically shouldn't even be thinking about her, let alone telling this story. But some experiences are too crazy not to share. Matched with my ex's mom on Tinder. Had the best 2 weeks of dating in my life. Followed by the worst year of legal hell. Cost me $5,000 and my sanity. But at least I got a good story out of it. And learned to do better background checks. Silver lining, I guess. Mike still thinks the whole thing was worth it. Legendary MILF saga, bro. Peak male fantasy achieved. God, I wish that were me. Mike, you can have the next one. I'm sticking with normal people from now on. Be me. 26-year-old software developer, living my best life. Own apartment, good job, play video games in my free time, collect Funko Pops, and have anime figures on my desk. Why? Because I work hard and deserve nice things? Apparently this makes me a man-child according to society. Whatever happened to letting people enjoy things? At work, listening to my coworker Rachel rant about men. All guys our age are just overgrown children. They play video games instead of planning their future. They collect toys and watch cartoons. Rachel, you realize I can hear you, right? Perfect example right there. 26-year-old man with Pokemon cards on his desk. They're limited edition, Rachel, and I'm investing. See what I mean? Priorities all wrong? Rachel works in HR, thinks she's the authority on maturity, drives a car her dad bought, lives in an apartment her parents co-signed, but I'm the immature one apparently. Lunch break sitting with my friend Tyler. He's going through similar bullshit with his girlfriend. Bro, Stephanie wants me to sell my gaming setup. Says I need to grow up and focus on real things. What's more real than having hobbies you enjoy, Tyler? That's what I said. But apparently collecting vintage guitars is mature. Collecting retro games is childish. Tyler's girl collects Bath and Body Works candles. Has like 200 of them, never burns any of them. But that's totally mature adult behavior. She wants me to take up golf instead. Because that's what real men do. Tyler, you hate golf and you're terrible at it. Exactly, but it's age appropriate. We're joined by Kevin from accounting. Kevin's the definition of what women claim they want. Plays golf, drinks craft beer, reads the Wall Street Journal. Ladies still think I'm boring as hell. Can't win either way. Kevin tried the whole mature adult thing for 2 years, got rid of his comic collection, stopped playing games, became the most miserable version of myself. For women who still weren't interested, at least when you were happy, Kevin. Exactly, now I'm boring and single. After lunch, back to work, overhear Rachel talking to her friend Melissa. I went on a date last night with this guy from Bumble. Seemed promising, good job, owns a house. Then I saw his living room. Here we go. Anime posters on the wall like a teenager's bedroom. Action figures displayed like some kind of shrine. I left during the appetizer. Melissa nods in agreement. Girl, you dodged a bullet. What kind of grown man decorates with cartoons? Rachel and Melissa are both 28 and single, constantly complaining about the lack of real men, but reject anyone with actual interests and hobbies. I need a man who's outgrown childish things. Like what, Rachel? Having fun? Like playing pretend and collecting toys? You mean having interests that bring joy? See, this is the problem with your generation. No sense of what's appropriate. My generation, we're the same age, Rachel. Mentally, you're stuck at 15, says the woman who cried when her favorite reality show got canceled. After work, meet up with the guys at our usual bar. Tyler brings his roommate, Marcus. Marcus is what you'd call a femcel. 25 years old, works in graphic design. Bitter as hell about dating and relationships. All men are either Chad Thundercocks or pathetic simps. There's no in-between anymore. Marcus has some strong opinions about the dating scene. Women want us to be mysterious bad boys, but also emotionally available and financially stable. Pick a lane, ladies. Tyler tries to be supportive. Dude, you just haven't met the right person. Maybe try being more positive. Marcus laughs bitterly. Positive about what, Tyler? Dating apps where women swipe left on 80% of men. Social media where every girl thinks she's an Instagram model. The economy where we can barely afford rent. Marcus has a point about the dating landscape. Back in our parents' day, people settled down at 22. Now everyone's chasing some Hollywood fantasy. Waiting for Ryan Gosling in The Notebook. Marcus, you know that movie isn't real, right? Tell that to every woman on Tinder. Looking for my Noah Calhoun. Jim looking for my Pam. Bitch Jim was broke and lived with roommates. But he was tall and charming, so it's romantic. Can't argue with that logic. Kevin joins in the conversation. It's like we're supposed to have the financial stability of Don Draper, the emotional intelligence of a therapist, the body of a Marvel character, and the personality of a romantic comedy lead, all while pretending we don't have any interests or hobbies. Marcus gets more animated. Exactly, heaven forbid we like anything fun. Oh, you play video games? Manchild? You watch anime? Weeb loser? You collect anything? Immature? But they can spend $500 on makeup and it's self-care. Tyler plays devil's advocate. Maybe they just want us to be more well-rounded. Marcus and I both look at him like he's crazy. Tyler, you speak 3 languages and play guitar, but because you also play Call of Duty, you're not serious. Tyler nods sadly. Fair point. We order another round and keep venting. Marcus pulls up his dating app. Look at this profile. Looking for a real man who has his life together. No gamers, no weebs, no man-children. Must love travel and trying new restaurants. Let me guess. Her interests are listed as travel and food. Bingo, also living life to the fullest. Whatever the hell that means. Tyler looks at the profile. She's 24 and works part-time at Starbucks, but wants a guy with a house and career. Marcus swipes left aggressively. They want the benefits of dating an adult, without any of the personality or interests. Just a walking ATM who looks like Chris Hemsworth. Kevin raises his beer. To being functional adults with hobbies. Apparently the worst crime in modern dating. We all drink to that. Conversation shifts to specific examples. Tyler tells us about his ex Stephanie. She wanted me to get rid of my entire game collection. It's embarrassing when friends come over, but she had a whole room dedicated to scrapbooking, with supplies that cost more than my PS5. Kevin shares his horror story. Went on a date with this lawyer. Seemed perfect, educated, successful. Then she saw my Marvel poster collection. I don't date men who still read comic books. This is after she told me her favorite show is The Bachelor. Marcus laughs darkly. It's all about perception. Comic books are for children. But reality TV about finding love through elimination is mature. I share my own story about a recent date. Met this girl at a coffee shop, really hit it off. Everything going great until she came to my place. Saw my anime figures and lost her mind. You're 26 years old collecting dolls. They're not dolls, Ashley, they're collectibles. Same thing, it's weird and childish. This from a woman who owns 47 different lip glosses. Tyler shakes his head. Why is collecting action figures worse than collecting makeup? Or shoes or handbags or whatever? Marcus has the answer. Because our hobbies are associated with nerd culture. And nerds are seen as undesirable. Even though we're the ones building the technology they use daily. Kevin adds his perspective. It's like they want us to be successful enough to provide, but not have any interest that might compete for our attention. Marcus gets philosophical. You know what the real problem is. Hollywood and social media have ruined expectations. Every woman thinks she deserves Ryan Reynolds. Funny, rich, attractive, no visible flaws or interests, just exist to worship and entertain her. Tyler points out the contradiction. But Ryan Reynolds literally made a career out of playing superheroes. The ultimate nerd genre. But that's different because he's hot and rich. Marcus continues his rant. They want the fairy tale without any of the reality. Prince Charming didn't have hobbies or friends. Just existed to rescue the princess. Modern dating is just princess syndrome. Everyone waiting for their perfect fantasy man. I bring up another point. Remember when having passions was attractive? Now it's seen as competition for their attention. God forbid you have something you enjoy besides them. Kevin laughs. My ex literally got jealous of my guitar. Said I spent more time practicing than talking to her. Maybe because the guitar doesn't criticize everything I do, Tyler adds. Stephanie hated that I had gaming friends. You care more about those losers than me. We've been friends for 10 years, Steph. So what? I'm your girlfriend. Marcus pulls up another dating profile. Check out this bio. Looking for someone who can keep up with my lifestyle. Love hiking, yoga, and girls' nights. Must be financially stable and emotionally mature. Translation, pay for my hobbies while having none of your own. We all laugh at how accurate that is. What's her job? Tyler asks. Marcus checks. Wellness coach and influencer. So unemployed with delusions of grandeur. Kevin raises another point. Notice how it's always about what we need to give up. Never what we bring to the table. I cook, clean, have a good job, treat people well. But I also like comic books, so I'm undateable. Tyler agrees. Same here, I'm reliable, loyal, financially stable. But I play video games in my free time. Apparently that cancels out everything else. Marcus gets dark again. Because we're not the fantasy. We're real people with real interests. They want the perfect Instagram boyfriend, exists only in photos and pays for everything. I decide to share some workplace drama. Rachel from HR is the perfect example. Constantly complains about immature men, while watching TikToks all day at work. Her cubicle is decorated with inspirational quotes, and pictures of celebrities she'll never meet. But my anime figures are childish. Tyler knows Rachel. Isn't she the one who cried over the Bachelor finale? In the office break room for like an hour. Yeah, but emotional investment in fictional relationships is only okay when it's reality TV, apparently. Marcus pulls up social media. Look at this post from my college friend. Ugh, why are all men such children? Posted right after sharing a Disney meme, with her collection of Disney princess merchandise in the background. The cognitive dissonance is amazing. Kevin points out another contradiction. They say we're immature for liking anime and games, but they're obsessed with astrology and crystals. Sorry, I'm a Gemini, so I can't commit. Mercury is in retrograde, that's why I'm bitchy. How is that more mature than enjoying well-crafted stories? Marcus nods enthusiastically. Yes, or true crime podcasts. I could totally solve murders unlike these stupid cops. But God forbid we enjoy a well-written anime. That's for kids, even though it deals with complex themes. Tyler brings up his favorite example. Stephanie loved The Notebook and Titanic. Cried every single time she watched them. But called my emotional investment in Final Fantasy pathetic. It's just a game, Tyler. It's just a movie, Stephanie. That's completely different. How is it different? We're getting pretty heated about this topic. Probably the alcohol talking, but still. Marcus continues scrolling through dating apps. Here's another one. No nerds, no gamers, no anime watchers. Looking for a real man with real hobbies. What are real hobbies exactly, I ask? Golf, apparently. Watching sports. Going to bars. Basically anything that involves spending money. Kevin laughs. My most expensive hobby is reading, but that's seen as antisocial. Why don't you go out more? Maybe to meet people. I meet people at work all day. I want to come home and relax. Tyler agrees. Same, I'm social all day at my job. Evening gaming is how I decompress. But apparently that's avoiding real life. Even though I'm interacting with friends online, Marcus gets philosophical again. You know what I think it really is. They're threatened by our independence. We have hobbies and interests that make us happy. We don't need constant validation and attention. That scares them. Tyler considers this. Maybe you're right. Stephanie always seemed annoyed when I was happy. Without her being the reason, Kevin adds. Yeah, like they want to be your only source of joy. But also complain that you're too needy. Can't win either way. I share another observation. Notice how they always talk about settling. Don't settle for less than you deserve. But what do they bring to deserve perfection? Marcus pulls up Instagram. Check out these posts. All about knowing your worth and not settling for mediocre men. But what value are you providing exactly, other than existing and looking decent? Tyler points at a specific post. This girl I went to high school with. Single mom, works retail, lives with parents. Still waiting for my king. No broke boys or man children. Lady, you're 27 with a kid and no career. Maybe adjust those standards. Kevin brings up social media influence. I think Instagram and TikTok broke everyone's brains. Everyone thinks they're a main character, waiting for their movie moment. Real life doesn't work like that, Marcus agrees. Exactly, they're all waiting for their Hallmark movie. Rich, handsome guy sweeps them off their feet. No flaws, no real personality, just exist to adore them. Meanwhile, actual good guys get rejected for having interests. I think about my dating experiences. It's like they want us to be successful and ambitious, but only in ways that benefit them directly. Can't have any passion projects or hobbies. Everything has to revolve around making money or impressing them. Tyler nods. Yeah, like my music is seen as a waste of time, even though I'm really good at it. When are you going to do something real? This is real, I enjoy it, and I'm talented. But it doesn't pay the bills. Neither does your makeup collection, Stephanie. Marcus laughs darkly. They want us to be robots, basically. Work, gym, provide for them, repeat. No personality, no interests, no friends. Just an ATM with abs. Kevin raises his glass again. You know what? Their loss. We're interesting, passionate, capable men with actual personalities and interests. If they can't see the value in that, they don't deserve us. We all drink to that sentiment. Marcus continues his app swiping. Look at this train wreck. Recently single mom looking for my forever. Must love kids and be financially stable. No games, no drama, serious inquiries only. But her photos are all party pictures and club outfits. Tyler examines the profile. She's 25 with 2 kids. Still going. Out every weekend based on these photos. But we're the immature ones. Marcus swipes left aggressively. The audacity is incredible. Help me raise kids that aren't yours. But don't expect me to appreciate your hobbies. Also, pay for everything. I share another workplace observation. Rachel was complaining today about her date. He took me to Dave & Buster's. What am I, 12? Dave & Buster's is awesome, Rachel. Good food, fun games, reasonable prices. Exactly, he's cheap and immature. Or maybe he wanted to do something fun together. Fun is fine, but not childish fun. Kevin shakes his head. What's adult fun then? Wine tasting where you pretend to taste notes. Art galleries where you at incomprehensible pieces. Overpriced restaurants with tiny portions, Tyler adds. Or dancing at loud clubs where you can't have conversations, because that's mature apparently. Grinding on strangers with overpriced drinks. Marcus gets animated again. It's all about appearances. Looking sophisticated even if you're miserable. God forbid you actually enjoy yourself. That might be seen as lowbrow. The conversation continues for another hour. We're definitely feeling the alcohol now, but the points still stand. Modern dating has unrealistic expectations. Women want fantasy men without any real personality. Meanwhile, we're functional adults with interests, getting rejected for being immature. Tyler summarizes it perfectly. We're not man-children. We're men who still know how to have fun. There's a difference, Kevin agrees. Having hobbies doesn't make you immature. It makes you interesting. Would they prefer we had no interests at all? Marcus raises his glass one final time to the manchild epidemic, where being passionate about anything makes you undateable. Their loss, honestly. We all drink and head home, still thinking about this conversation. Maybe we are man-children, but at least we're happy man-children, with interests and passions and friendships, unlike the bitter people judging us for not fitting their boring adult stereotype. I'll keep my anime figures, thanks. They bring me more joy than most people, especially the ones calling us immature, while living equally ridiculous lives, just with more socially acceptable obsessions. The manchild epidemic isn't about us. It's about a society that forgot how to have fun, and people who are threatened by others finding joy in things they don't understand. So yeah, I'm a man-child apparently, and I'm perfectly fine with that. At least I'm not bitter and judgmental, unlike the people pointing fingers. Case closed.